So sometimes this works. Pumping's like a really, I find it is almost a tricky thing sometimes with people to get to do it, right? Probably our best thing is like a joyride. We can do that in the fall maybe, go to joyride. And then we have a pump track and we can play around like, here's the pump track. When we're here on this one obstacle, or when we get to those whoops further out on French Trail, the idea, and I think this resonates with people, is you be very light on the up. No one likes to be heavy on the climb, right? And then on the way down, we want to be heavy and really put a lot of force and weight into it, right? So the other way to think about it, especially in a pump track, is you're trying to only be riding downhills, and you're always like trying to unweight and jump the uphill and try and get onto the downhill. So here we're actually trying to think, basically trying to bunny hop unweight on these ones we can see, and then we're trying to just land and really like push to get into that downhill, right? Like there's you can say there's a scale, a body weight scale on the far side of that, and we're trying to jump, and we're just gonna smash and land on that scale to try and be like 300 pounds on the other side of this thing, right? And that's our idea, right? Is to try and unweight, and then land and be heavy, and then that should make us just, right? So what we might try here is maybe from where Derek is,
yep,
we'll see who can go the furthest. So you can pedal as much as you need beforehand, no pedaling after. Like once you're on the logs, no pedaling. And sometimes that's what we'll do is we'll say, you got to pump as much as you can on these whoops or whoop, this log pile.
Yeah.
And then how far around the corner can we get?
Okay.
Pedaling, right? So I'll see what I can do. Gonna beat me. Nice. Okay, so we'll go back the other way. Good shot. Both shots.
Would you?
So, what I want to see, especially for Steven, so both of you, this is good to think about. We're gonna have to be a little bit more even nose over hub, right? We talked about nose over Garmin, nose over step. It's even a little further, like you're even leaning into that downhill a bit more.
Okay.
Right, do you guys ski?
No, we don't, but.
Do you no surfing? Okay, you gotta do both those things at some point. Okay. So in surfing, they talk about like, you can sort of brake by leaning back, or you can accelerate by leaning into the, like leaning down, right? So if you picture my surfboard and I put pressure on that front foot,
okay,
it accelerates you, right? Because you sort of lean into the wave. Same thing here, when we get onto that backside, it's leaning into it, right? So it's almost your face more. Stephen, I can see you like trying to push, which is part of it, but it's not super pronounced. It's just a little bit of pressure, and it's more like you're, like if we had, a bunch of whoops, which we will in a second, it's push, push, push. Okay? So same rule. Let's see how far we can coach. You guys can go right after me. Yep. A couple of runners. Better position all around. Let's keep going, guys. Something like this, it's sort of awkward coming in. There's a bit of space underneath, a little uneven. So usually, yeah, you're going to do a bit of a like tap the top and push it forward, right? So it's like a tap and push. So that's sort of, it's just a front wheel, rear wheel lift, right? You guys have probably tried that in a field, front wheel, rear wheel lift. You can't put it on the dirt, so you're just putting it on the top, but you only have, the wheel can only roll maybe this much, right? Just that top of it, and if it drops, then that's where you chainring hits. Yeah. Right? Or the rear wheel bashes into it, or whatever. So what I think about is, again, position, ready position on the way in, and then a little lift where I'm really focused on just setting the front wheel here, still in that ready position, so the handlebar is like at your face, and you're ready to push. So the second that hits, the second that bounces, you're sort of thinking push and jump, so it's bounce, push. Often you'll land here. Right?
Okay.
You sort of set the bike forward. So I'll try. Okay. That example.
So it's interesting. It looks like, well, at least when you go slow like that, it's almost like two movements. You have the front wheel, and then once the front wheel's kind of on it, you like lurch your back up and forward.
It's two, right? So it's, I always think it is a good lead into learning the bunny hop,
Yeah.
The full hop, but I think sometimes people get stuck. But what it does teach you is higher and higher front wheel lifts, which is a big part of getting the bunny hop is getting comfortable in like this position, so that once I'm here, I can push the bike, right?
Okay.
I don't know if we should stay and watch what happens here. So up, push.
Wow. Like a basketball.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what he's doing. It's like,
And what I'll do to have people like learn this is just bounce, bounce.
oh yeah, that's good. That's a good, yeah.
Right?
And for the rear wheel lift, Peter, is it what are your feet doing to push the rear
a little
wheel?
bit of scoot back, but so much of it is just when you're here, it's pushing the bike, and you're just getting out of the way.
You're getting your feet like unweighted.
But there is a little bit of
push.
whereas we're always talking heels down, there's now like a little bit of this,
Okay.
which then the theory then is that opposes the handlebar, right, where you're pushing up and then that's pushing back. So that's the idea.
Okay.
Cool. Good precision though with that front wheel lift. So here all I want you guys to focus on is trying to get on those downhills in your ready position, a little lean forward for the first rep, and then we can add focus or something from there. So holding ready position, trying to be a little bit just here, just push forward, forward, forward. Okay, so the other way to think about this is there's a low ceiling. You're ducked underneath the low ceiling, and you don't want to go up into the ceiling, right? You want the bike to come up, right? I sometimes picture like a horse. I don't know anything about riding horses. You know, when they're galloping on the horse, right? The horse is moving underneath them, but they're sort of like this, right? Because we don't like our heads going like this, right? Or like this when we're riding. So it's on the pumps, it's sort of pushing it down and pushing it down and pushing it down. But this is sort of like this ready position, hips, you know, from my hip joint up is sort of stable. And I'm just sort of doing this, right? So usually people will they won't trust that they're gonna make it to the back of this. Or they'll be just like in the center of the trail and they don't understand. So it's like essentially just like bumping off of this, and I'm just trying to get myself, my face and my front wheel to land here, and then it's gonna come in like that. And if you come up short, like casing this is not land on top, it doesn't matter, right? So here, bump. And so that's the idea with flow, right? We're trying to look to make it smooth because we know it's coming, take a better line. We're trying to pump anything we can pump. And then we're trying to use, as you go faster and faster, you have to start thinking like, can I jump from here to there to smooth it out? Can I manual, just do a front wheel lift? Take a look here. We're gonna try this the other way. We're gonna go there and then come back. So we're gonna try and jump off of this route to clear onto the top.
Okay.
And so we're gonna, there's, you know, I say to the kids, there's lava between the two roots. We want to clear over it. We don't want to touch it. So all I'm thinking is come in, stomp before the root, on the root, and then I'm trying to get myself and my bike onto this flat, beautiful, safe dirt.
Platform. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Steeper log over.
Uh-huh.
And we have to really try and keep our eyes ahead and push the bike down the backside.
I'm just gonna hold up for him so he can watch us. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. As long as you're pushing the bike forward. put your wheel way up on the top of this sucker, and then you're going to push it to the safety of the dirt beyond. Okay, so I'm ready position, eyes on the top, and then eyes scanning to after. Right, so top, after. You can see the dirt after. That's where you're going. Pretend there are no other logs. Right, we're just going to roll in. So, up. Ready, tap, push through. Ready, tap.